Hello everyone, welcome to Club Reaction to Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. I am Scott Carney, I'm with Ali Pearson. Ali, how are you?
Very
Sorry
cool.
if you can hear the TV in the background, by the way, I do apologise.
Yes, Arsenal Man United is in the background. Well, it's what you'll know by the time this goes out, but it's close to penalties in that game. I am very cold, Carney, after that. That was...
Hence why we're sitting inside, by the way, because it's freezing.
Yes, I know Rangers won 3-1 today, but that was not enjoyable for me at all. And I expect that for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ali and I walk back down Paisley Road West, and we usually spend a lot of time dissecting the game. We usually almost build what our kind of reaction video will be once we get back to the pub, have a wee sip of a pint and then decide to go out and do it. I'm at a loss at where to start with that today, I really am. The atmosphere, everything, the build-up, the whole aura around going to this game today didn't feel good at all. It really did not, and I think today was just a cement of everything that we've seen previously. In terms of the feeling of the fans, the feeling of around the club just now. Yes, Rangers managed to go on and win 3-1, but it's been a long time since I've felt this flat after leaving Ibrox while winning 3-1. I hope you all understand where I'm coming from, and you don't think I've been too over the top. The starting 11, he went back to Danilo and Igaman up front, mate. Who would have thought he was going to do that after what we've just had to listen to from Mr. Patrick Stewart? Just before we go on further, a quick say on what you heard from Patrick Stewart.
I'll be honest, I need to read the full brief and what he said, but from the snippets of what I've heard, I'm not surprised. I said in Club Live, he had to come out and either back the guy or sack the guy, if you want to say. He's come out and backed him, to the annoyance of most of the Rangers fans. Patrick Stewart, for me, I think he's just a mouthpiece for the board, Carney. Probably a puppet, to be honest. What can he say? Yeah, well, I'm not shocked, to be honest. I said I think we're stuck with Clement into the season, and we are. We know, regardless of what happens, we are stuck with Clement into the season. Yeah,
I think we'll get into a little bit more when we've got time to sit down, maybe do a bit more on it on Club Deck Corner, but we'll try and concentrate solely on today's game. As I said, Danilo came back into the starting lineup. We started with the same back five that we did against... who did we play last? Dundee, and Raskin came back into the midfield. Apart from that, everything else was exactly the same. Rangers started brightly enough. We got ourselves 3-0 up within 30 minutes. Goals from Igaman, Czerny and Danilo. Not Danilo, Diomande. After a calamitous bit of defending. The third goal was shocking. Calamitous bit of defending from St Johnstone in the... for the third goal. I think Igaman and Czerny both took their goals. Igaman was probably the best work goal of the game. I think Czerny timed his run perfectly to get his goal, put us at 3-0 up, but within half an hour. The atmosphere wasn't great. It didn't feel like the crowd were loving everything that they'd seen, if that makes sense, mate. I don't think Rangers were playing their best football that we've seen either, but to be 3-0 up within 30 minutes, at least you've got to go, well, at least that's something.
Yeah, it's a bizarre feeling, because you think 3-0, but after 30 minutes, Carney, you don't be very happy. But the mood of the Rangers fans before the ball was kicked today, I think was a sombre one. And I think it's going to be at the end of the season. I think we're going to have to go to these games, and regardless of what happens, it doesn't matter. It's done for us. The league's done. Yeah. The manager for us isn't a guy, as most Rangers fans think, to going forward. And yeah, 3-0, I think it was extremely good for a Rangers team. They were decent against let's be honest about it, an extremely poor St Johnstone
They'll struggle to stay up St Johnstone.
I think they will go down this season. They were rotten, St Johnstone. The third goal, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's a car crash. Positives, yeah, Igaman, I think that's 11 or 12 goals for the season. Czerny's the same, I think 12 goals for the season. Our two bright lights scored goals for us. But yeah, it was a weird feeling around Ibrox. It didn't feel like a 3-0 game. No. It was a very sombre experience to be Ibrox that first half.
Yeah, and I don't think Rangers were particularly great for the rest of the half.
It wasn't like that Kilmarnock game that we watched.
No, it wasn't. I didn't feel like Rangers were in the mood to put 6, 7 past St Johnstone. I didn't feel like they were in that mood, and they kind of took the foot off the gas to an extent. maybe that's natural when you're 3-0 up within 30 minutes. I'm not 100% sure, but we get to half time when it is 3-0. As I say, I don't think Rangers were particularly brilliant. It was 3-0, but the mood around Ibrox was not great. And my mood around Rangers right now isn't great. So I've got to try my hardest to try and remove that and maybe just look at the football. But it is still just one of those games that really doesn't. It's a glorified friendly at the best of things.
It is a friendly.
Yeah.
And the friendliest end of the season, let's be honest about it. We talked about, apart from the Scottish Cup, I know the Fraserburgh game's a bigger game next week.
Yeah, it is.
Because it means something.
Yeah.
The league's done, it's dusted. Celtic will win the league whenever they win it in March, whatever it is. The league games for me are a non-event to the end of the season. All Rangers need to do is win the games. That's all they need to do.
Yeah.
Scottish Cup is what we've got to play for this season. Europa League's a bonus in terms of what happens in it. We're not going to win Europa League as much as folk want to dream about that. I know
you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
But yeah, I think to end the season in the league games,
it's going to feel like
it's
that.
going to feel like this.
Yeah, it's going to feel like that. And I think, look, the crowd was not as bad as maybe some would have maybe expected today in terms of turnout. But there was definitely glaring empty seats. It was quite easy to spot the fact that there was empty seats around the stadium. Into the second half, and Rangers concede a goal from a corner. How many times have I said that to you this season? This goal, Ali, is a calamity. And see, the thing is as well, St Johnstone had not even slightly... They hadn't even put on a glove to lay a glove on Rangers in the first half. They'd done absolutely nothing. They get a corner up the pitch, they score it. Kelly defends Hadji, I think, at the back post, takes a seat. It's a shocking goal to concede.
That's it.
And all due respect to St Johnstone, Rangers should not have allowed St Johnstone to score a goal today.
No, St Johnstone crap. That's what's about it. But this is a goal I've seen all season, but Rangers conceding goals. It was just put a ball in our box and it's panic station. Liam Kelly again does not cover himself in glory at all for the second game in the top for me.
Scott's trying to put us off.
Scott tries to put us off. Scott, as you know, Scott will be sponsoring the podcast.
He is going to sponsor the podcast very soon. He has promised that.
But no, the goal we conceded was extremely poor. Just put a ball in our box. It's panic stations. I mean, Fraser must be watching these games going,
put a ball in the box.
Just lump a ball in the box.
Yeah, just keep kicking the ball along, see what happens.
It's utter panic stations. And against, I mean, St Johnstone are utter garbage. I mean, they are crap. But it gave them a wee bit of belief at that point because I laughed because I thought, well, of course we gave that goal away.
Yeah.
But it gave St Johnstone belief when they should have had belief.
Yeah, the second half was sloppy, it was lethargic, it was tiresome, it was horrific to watch, it really was. It wasn't enjoyable. We made a number of changes. McCausland, Dessers, Cortez, Hochen, Dessers, Hochen. Dow ended up putting it on at the end as well. As Danilo looks like he might be injured now, which is brilliant, I suppose, which is great. We're not going to get an update of that until probably later in the week. But the second half was brutal. It was absolutely brutal to watch. Rangers didn't really test the keeper for the rest of the game, and I'm going to come back to the 55th minute, don't worry. The Rangers really didn't test the keeper for the rest of the game, and it finishes 3-1 with a weird atmosphere all day at Ibrox, a weird response at the full time as well. And as I said at the start, I should not really be feeling like this after a 3-1 win at Ibrox. The 55th minute, mate, a lot of people were there probably just to see what was going to happen.
That was the most exciting thing about the day.
There was a number of banners held up by the Union Bears today.
And they were silent during the game.
They were silent, they didn't sing at all today during the game. Even when songs were started kind of around the stadium that wasn't them, there was no singing from them today, and they chose to do the walkout on 55 minutes. It was received by quite a loud circle of boos from some fans, mate. There was a smattering of people throughout the stadium that left at the same time. Not the effect that I think that they were going to have. What's your whole opinion on that?
They've got the right. Everyone's got their own opinion. They've got the right to walk out, understand why they're doing it. They, along with I would say the majority of Rangers fans, don't agree that Clement should be in charge of Rangers. They don't agree that Rangers are ran properly, like the rest of us. That's the way how they wanted to protest today, and they've got the right to do it, Carly. I've got no qualms with it at all. That's the way they want to do it. That's the way they want to do it. I think the effect they wanted was for the majority of Rangers fans to follow them, and it didn't have that. As you say, there was a very small number of people that followed them, let's be honest about it, and it was there was a lot of boos about it, probably a lot of guys, old school guys and that, just that's not their style in terms of how they show what they think about the board and the team and manager, etc. So it creates a bit of divide about the support, Carney.
Well, I think there was divide all day though, as well. Yeah.
In terms of where we are, it's a shit show of a season, let's be honest about it. That today, I mean, it was highlighted by a lot of the press today. When you said it was on
Clyde One,
and a lot of these social media and papers and all that were waiting to see what happened. It didn't have the desired effect the Union players wanted, but I'm not going to sit here and slaughter the guys because they've got the right to their own opinion, and they were doing it. Well, what they were doing is what I think, to be honest. It just so happened I stayed in my seat. We've got to do a post-reaction to a game, so we have to, for our pity, have to watch the whole game and come back with a match reaction.
Yeah, it's never really been my style to go and do it. Yeah. It's never been my style to do something like that. It's not something that I would tend to do. However, I can't disagree with what Ali said. I agree, I can understand why they are doing it. I don't think it had the desired effect that they wanted, but look, everybody's entitled to their own opinion on things. I certainly agree with some of the banners that they put up today. For that, I do agree, I completely agree with it, but it's never really been my style to kind of turn my back and walk away from the club. Whether the club take notice of it or not, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think the board or the manager can excuse the atmosphere today and what it was. It was flat, it was despondent, it was not a very nice place to sit and watch a game of football. It really wasn't. So I think everybody will have took notice at that alone, the fact that how flat the atmosphere was. Where does it leave us at the end of that? Am I convinced? Absolutely not. I'm not even nearly convinced, because the second half is pathetic in my opinion, and I'm still exactly where I was yesterday. Nothing has changed for me. Clement shouldn't be the Rangers manager, but as Ali said at the start, this is probably a sign of things to come for home games remaining for the rest of this season. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. We've got the Scottish Cup to concentrate on, possibly getting through in Europe. Well, we will get through in Europe, but we just need to hope that it's at the higher level of it. And yeah, that kind of leaves us where we are. We're 15 points behind, and it's the 12th of January. I've not really got much more to add on that. It's a difficult one to do this, and I hope you understand that. It's not easy, because I wasn't particularly looking forward to going today. I was in no rush to get there today. I didn't really enjoy myself when I was there, even the fact that we were 3-0 up within 30 minutes. But it's the whole feeling that I have around the football club just now. It's not good. It's not a nice feeling. We'll need to just roll on to the next one now, and it will be Aberdeen on Wednesday. Ali, man of the match tonight? It's difficult because nobody really stood out. Maybe Eggman? Maybe?
Yeah, I sat with Tommy today, and I think the sponsors gave it to Tierney. I think they gave it to Tierney. But for me, Eggman scores again. I thought again, he's a bright light. I think he's a hard guy to defend against as an opposition. He's the guy we need to build the team around. So for me, Hamza Eggman.
Yeah, I'll give it to him as well. We will be back on Tuesday. We will do a Club Deck Corner. I'll try and get as many guys as they on. I'm really hoping Nicky comes back soon. He's been having real problems technically with his equipment just now, so I'm hoping he will be back, and we'll kind of dig deeper into maybe what's going on around the club just now, and kind of bring more reaction to this as well once we hear what the manager, etc., and whatever else has got to say as we preview a trip to Ibrox for Aberdeen on Wednesday. Thanks for your entertainment today, Alistair.
Only pluses. We could have a beverage.
We can have a beer.
We could have a beverage. Yeah. And Colin and Colleen were here in the Viceroy as well.
And whoever the guy was from Dumfries,
yes,
that met us on the bus as well.
Sorry.
Lovely lad. I didn't catch your name, unfortunately, but a great guy, and really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the kind words as well.
Kind words as well. Why he wants to listen to him is beyond me. But
I'm sick of listening. I'm sick of seeing and hearing myself.
I feel for folk. I mean, they've talked about Colin. They'll come all the way from Aberdeen to watch this, for Christ's sake. That's pain for you, but. If it is what it is, our condition can, me and you particularly, we'll go every week regardless. We've been there through worse years than what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
We've seen it all through our years supporting Rangers, and ultimately will always be there. But it is what it is this season. Like I say, the Scottish Cup's still there to play for. I know the Scottish Cup isn't what we're looking for, but it's still there to play for as a team. We're still in Europe, where we are in the last 32 at least, maybe the last 16. So we still have something to play for this season, but we need to see positives. We need to see building blocks going forward, and so far I don't, unfortunately.
No, I'm the same. That's what I mean by I'm not convinced. That's not an improvement, really. I mean, it's St Johnstone at the end of the day, so yeah, it is what it is, and we'll just roll on to the next one. As I say, we'll be back on Tuesday. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, all the usual stuff. Look out for our Viceroy sponsorship, which is coming, by the way.
Scott's promised
He
it.
has promised it, so it is coming, and we'll speak to you on Tuesday. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everybody.